What's up, everybody? Marcus and Santos back for another episode of Disc Golf Amateur Hour. Santos, anything happened to you this past week, you want to talk about?
Yeah, this past week, what do we do? What do we do? This past, okay, so yeah, let's just get right in. I mean, it could be story time. It could be combining everything last week, this week, whatever. What's up, everybody? Maybe 3 weeks ago, podcasts ago, when I told you I got back on the course trying to, throw a little at ECP. It was a terrible round, but I felt better because I was playing with Christian and Ethan, which, I was just, I didn't lose to them. So Christian had the podcast on in the background while he was doing something, heard his name dropped, rewound, listened to it, and took offense to what I said. He actually texted me immediately and said, "Now we need a video, challenge accepted." I was like, "Wait, what? Why do you need a video for that?" Like, if you go back and look at all of our scores in the past, like, here's the term. We can just get, like I said, we can get right into it. Here's the term of the day: measurably better. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
measurably better. There are times that I have beaten Marcus head to head. It wasn't a one-time thing, wasn't a two-time thing, maybe three or four, a few
Maybe
times.
three.
Few times beat Marcus with doubles. Okay. But I have to admit that Marcus is measurably better than me. The percentages say he's going to beat me. Um, Putting league, I was measurably better than Marcus.
Yeah,
The percentages were I was whooping him. So that is an actual thing, right? So
sure.
when it comes to playing with my son, the trick is I, as a parent, am really and truly and honestly trying to help him with his mental game because he can beat me for 9, 12, 14 holes. He's been up by as many as four with 4 holes to go and lost. Okay? Because his mental game goes to shit when I'm quiet the whole time, give him a little dig here and there. But then we're like, coming up on 14, be careful, that little 10-footer, you're going to have to putt that. And it's just downhill. Like his focus, he loses everything, gets upset, and it's like he's like, "Oh, you're getting in my head." I'm like, "This is gonna happen to you in a tournament. Like things
Yeah,
happen, and you have to be mentally prepared in a tournament for when you're winning or tied or within one, and you do a triple bogey. Are you just gonna shit the bed the rest of the way? Or are you gonna try to forget it and focus?" So it's a legitimate thing that I'm trying to teach him. Right? He
yeah,
he has the tools to be better than me.
yeah,
He has a very good forehand as far as like distance. His selection and the way he does it sometimes extremely questionable, but he has the forehand. I don't. He has a good backhand. Um, Putting, he doesn't put in the work, but he makes pretty decent putts. So he has all the tools to beat me, and I've told him he can. If he committed it to just 2 months, he'd be better than me, but he doesn't. Just likes to do whatever.
yeah,
So he says, "Yeah, we need a video." I said, like Ethan made that mistake last season,
yeah.
and we blame hashtag why Sully
Right.
for some reason putting it in his ear that he could match me or beat me,
You
not
had a
even match me,
chance.
but
Yeah,
beat me.
yeah,
The fact that he talked him into thinking he had a chance, not only that he had a chance, but to challenge me and say he wants a video. The old man thing. We talked about this last season. I let
yeah.
everybody know I beat
Which,
him. Like I took the shit personally. And it was like, I don't know, 10, 12 strokes. Like I beat him and we didn't record it, but I like there's a difference when you're playing casual, right? You're like, oh, I missed it, but you're not hyper focused. You're just playing casual. You're with your friends talking shit. Took it different. So with Christian, I was like, he knows I haven't been playing. He knows about rehabbing my foot and not being able to do much. Something happened randomly. We ended up that we were going to go to Rochester um, for the newer course that's on the ball golf course,
yeah, Shadow Pines.
um, Shadow Pines. And unfortunately, like other people said they might go, and it just ultimately ended
Yeah,
up just being me and him. So here's your chance. He wanted a video. I said, you don't want that because you can't take that back from the interwebs. It's out there forever if you post it. And sure enough, I beat him by, I think, 6 or 7 strokes. Beautiful course, by the way. Shadow Pines. Shout out to whoever designed it and maintains it. Like it's a great course and definitely worth the trip.
Yeah.
Just over an hour. It made me want to tell you how good it was. It made me want to play a second round,
Yeah.
and we
Wow.
know I don't do that.
Yeah.
So we played white because we didn't know the course at all,
Right. Yeah.
completely
That's
blind.
understandable.
Sensible for your amateur, your average
Yeah.
amateur to play whites. Uh, let's add to the fact hole. I think it was even two or three. One of those early ones. It's just a tunnel shot, 200-foot tunnel shot. Um, I took a 5 on that
Ooh.
because I kicked into a tree. Like
Yeah.
in your mind, after the first throw, you just pitch out. Which I was in absolute jail. Even looking up, you couldn't thumb or you couldn't do anything
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to pitch back to the thing. Then I throw it again, and like 5 feet from the opening where the basket is, it kicks and it goes to the right again. And now I have jail again, rolling out. Um, very upsetting. So it was one, it was two, it was three, it was four pitch out, five for the putt, and I still beat him by
Right.
you know, and that was the easiest hole. Measure 200 feet, and it's a wide tunnel. You got 25 feet. Should be simple.
Right.
Anyways, played the course, played the windy course on a windy day. It was a great time, but he didn't know that I actually kept score, like
Oh.
legit kept score. We're playing hole for hole match play, like I'm up by three, I'm up by four, or whatever it was. But I
Yeah.
had my watch on, and
And
he's
you're
playing
putting
music,
them
so I'm
in,
just putting him in right
tapping
there,
them
and
in.
I'm
Yep.
asking him. So when we get towards the back half again, I'm like, did I think I got like a three or whatever, and I said, did you take a five? Is that a six? I lost count. He's like, oh, whatever, man. We're getting towards the end. The final hole, that's a bitch. Final hole is
Really.
a par five, and it was windy. It was a bitch. But anyways, I took it. He was not happy, and I did. Christian, I know you're gonna watch this. You said you will unfollow after I call you out, so I know you're getting to at least this point. You're welcome. I didn't record it. Yes, I'm measurably better. Yes, that's a thing. And it's strictly because when we all stumbled upon Bob Buckley, I chose to follow and work with Bob, which led me to all the rest of you.
Yeah.
Christian just thought he was going to be good and occasionally join us.
Right.
Well, that occasionally is, I mean, he's beaten me maybe 3 times. If that's a stretch, if I say three. Not since our days of Lincoln Park, the old 12. That's where we
Yeah.
first started when we first bought our starter packs. So
Yeah.
Christian, I know you'll unfollow, but you'll come back because you still want to learn and you still want to know how to get better. This is how. Follow, listen, share, train, teach. Funny thing about that, one of my best rounds, I think my personal records was when I was teaching Ethan at ECP. It was just random. I don't know why. I just played better. I was telling him how to
Yeah.
do what he had to do. I was focused and I was throwing way cleaner, parking everything. It was like my personal record there when I'm teaching someone else. That was just weird.
Yeah.
Um, and he should have known then not to challenge me. Poor Ethan. I know you're probably watching this too, Ethan, and now you guys want to talk smack. So
Yeah.
um, I did invite those two to join us if we end up doing a doubles with the other podcast crew, which we can talk about another time if that ever comes to happen when you come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Um, so
For
that's what
sure.
I did. I played that, and then a couple days yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Um, he still wasn't happy, so we went to Outwater with Ethan. Um, I pretty much stopped keeping Ethan's score after like
Ooh.
7 or 8. Like he was he was laid back. Caught my son probably around 13. Well, no, we came up. Yeah, when once we hit 10, I parred 10. And he went out of bounds because again, his technique on the forehand, trying to he's on 10, and he's trying to forehand flex a nuke OS. instead of just a stock hyzer to get it up to the basket.
Right. Because it is just a
You know what I
stock
mean?
ready forehand hyzer.
A nuke, even if you want to throw the nuke OS, you got to come
Right. Throw it
flatter
just
with it.
on
It's
a
going to get
hyzer.
you up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like, so because I don't throw forehand, he just doesn't listen to me. But it's like just because I don't have the mechanics down to throw it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It is a stock throw. Just do that. You don't have to put it on a 45-degree angle and give it 50 more feet of height so it has time to flex out and cut back. You're doing too much.
Yeah. You're working too hard for.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I caught him. And then by the time we got to 14, I was up by like 3 or 4 more. And then when we got down to 16, I told him, I covered the T sign. I said, don't look. You don't want to know what number we're on. He was like, I already saw it. We're on 16. He teased off. Now 16 is the basically
Straight up the
straight
hill.
shot up that hill. Can you do a forehand? Sure.
I
It takes
mean,
away
yeah.
the OB if you do a forehand.
Yeah.
If you throw a stock forehand, it takes away the OB.
Yeah.
Christian does not throw a stock forehand. Christian decides he's going to flex it again. Christian goes OB on 16 off.
Yeah.
Gave up more strokes again. As soon as I saw him go out of bounds, I think I reached in the bag for like a mid, or it might have been a 6 feet or something.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw him go OB, I was like, I'm throwing way to the right, over safe, super cool, made it. And then sure enough, 17 again. So he cracked on the finals. He did, and it happens. Try to help him, didn't work. So my week was beating up on my son on the golf course, and actually having fun doing it. So Christian, no, they're not recorded. I don't think you want that to happen. I really don't, because this is happening when I'm not in shape, Marcus. I have not played.
Right.
You've heard 4 times.
Right.
I've not putted.
Yeah.
I haven't done a league. I haven't done anything to get ready. I don't feel like I can yet after those playing twice in 1 week. I don't think I can yet. I think I have to spend more time rehabbing and working on my foot. Probably losing a couple extra pounds would help too, but that's here nor there. But I got to get that foot ready because it's my plant foot. It holds all this weight when I'm trying to stop and turn. So
Yeah.
if I'm doing that to him now, I can only imagine come June if I'm playing 2, 3 times, 4 times a month.
Right.
It's bad for him.
Yeah.
And that's when we break out the cameras in the summer. So,
Right.
Christian, if you want to practice your putting or something to help, by all means, go ahead. So measurably better? That we're going to go with that term for a while. Some people are measurably better.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can win some. They can go back and forth. Spencer's the only one I haven't beat. And when I do, he's measurably better still. Nate, I beat Nate. He's measurably better. It's a thing. I'm just going to roll with it. I might even put it on my water.
Cut it out and stick it on a water bottle.
Put on my water bottle and just slowly drink it in front of him when I start him. And then maybe measurably better on the cup and then have just a finger on the bottom so when you drink it up all the way. I think that's a cool mug to have.
That would be funny. That would be good. That would be good. Yeah. My week last week was Justin texted me Thursday or Friday and said, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Like, you want to come, or can I come down and visit you guys and play some courses?" I was like, "Sure, you can do whatever you want. If you want to drive 2 hours, come down." So he drives to my place. We go to Seneca Championship Course. It's like one of my top 2 favorite courses in the area, I think. I played the A tier at it. Played a decent round the first time I played it. Bad round the second time I played it in 4 rounds. We talked about that already. We went out there. I throw some shots off the tee to warm up. I'm like, man, the disc doesn't feel right in my hand. You get to like hole 12, maybe 11 or so, and I'm talking about it still. I'm like, dude, this just does not feel right in my hand today. Like, so Justin goes to me, he says, "Well, how you holding it? Let me see your grip." He's like, "I've never looked at your grip before. I always assumed you knew what you were doing." And I thought,
we don't assume, Justin.
I thought my grip was fine. So either I never had it right for the last 11 years, or it's slowly, I've not paid attention to it and it's gotten bad over 10 years.
I'm going with that one
Yeah.
because you and I have had the conversation. I specifically remember this now in Vegas. Now that you say it, when we spoke with
Yeah, with Barsby.
Barsby,
Yeah.
and we held it and we flipped the discs
Yeah.
over. You got
Yeah.
a disc right there?
No, I cleaned up
Show
my.
it.
I actually cleaned up my office. I have no
You have
discs.
no
I have no
discs in
discs
that
in
room.
reach right
Take one
now.
off the wall. Come on. We
So
got
I
to
can,
see what you're talking about. You've got to show it. Is it going to reach?
let's get a clear one.
There you go.
Let's get a clear disc. So I had turned into. So I'll try and grip it like I used to grip it. Okay, so it was kind of like this. This was my old power grip. Which actually, this is even better than. No, that's not even what I was doing. I don't even know what I was doing. Because for the last year, I've been gripping it like this. 3 fingers in a modified fan grip, basically. So Justin tells me, he goes,
Yeah.
all right, take your fingers, put them like this, disc, curl, pull it in. All your fingers should be together.
I do not do that.
So I go this, I'm like, dude, the disc is never going to come out of my hand. Like, this is the tightest grip. This is so much grip. I was like, dude, the disc is not going to come out of my hand. He's like, no, just stand there, throw it. It's going to work perfect. Immediately, first throw. So he said, take your fingers, curl them in, and then just pull it down.
I do not. Wow. I do not grip it. So remember the old thing with Bob.
I know what you do.
And you're coming in here.
Yeah.
And I take my pinky off, but I still have they're pretty
see, and this is see how
together.
This is a little more spread out.
Yeah.
Than the other way. This is a little tighter.
Yeah. This way, putting them in like this.
Yeah. It really tightens.
Much tighter.
Yeah.
But I have bigger hands. Like
you're a bigger guy, so you have naturally bigger hands.
These thinner ones feel okay. The best ones are the 13 speeds.
Yeah.
They feel the best in my hand.
Yeah.
The mids are a little iffy for me, and I will play with it on the T-pad sometimes because it's not fitting right. And when I do that, I go back to the Bob thing of lining up, putting the one finger on top like that, and then finishing it off there. But it still has that gap.
Yeah, still got that little bit of gap.
What Justin said
it's
that's
tight.
A straight. Yeah, when you did that, did it snap out of your hand?
So I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, the disc is not going to come out of my hand. It's going to come out of my hand over there. And he's like, no, just stand there, throw it. First throw, I take a 12-speed, rip it laser straight like 300 feet, like from a standstill, just dead flat. And we're in a gap shot, like we're in a tunnel shot, and I just rip a 12-speed just dead straight. And I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, it works. And so the rest of that round, I was like, he's like, well, don't try and fix it now. I was like, well, what else am I going to try and fix it? Like,
well, yeah, you don't.
He's like, no, do your field work. I was like, no, this is my field work. We're practicing.
Yeah. It's a casual round.
Throw some good shots, throw some bad shots, whatever. Shoot a decent, like a mediocre, bad round. Justin shoots a pretty good round at that course. Like midway through that round, we're driving past my favorite course, my for sure favorite course. You have to drive past that to get to Seneca. You got to drive past Golden Grove. So I'm like, oh, Justin's already down here. Like, let's go to Golden Grove too. Like, we're already here. Let's play Golden Grove. So I text Hannah, my lovely fiance, who is okay with me being like, hey, we're going to go play another course. And she's like, yeah, I guess. Okay, whatever. Because we just went to karaoke the night before. We hung out. Like, so I was like, okay, Justin's already down here. We're going to go play another course. Which is where I'm going to hold my tournament. Which I have contacted them, and I'm just waiting for them to answer me back to lock in the date that I want. But they said the date's open, so.
We're talking teams?
Fingers crossed. Teams, yeah. Really good event.
Teams?
Yeah, really good event. So we'll get back to that once I get it locked in and get everything. So we go to the second course. I shoot a pretty good round. I shoot a mediocrely good round. We played the long tees, which I've never played the full longs before. There's some shared tees, but we played the longs.
When you say long, I need you to clarify, though. Blue or golds, like, are there variables?
They're blues. They only have blues and whites. I
just want to make sure because some places have, some places do have blues and golds and even more.
Yeah. No, so Seneca has golds, blue. Seneca has like a gold blue hybrid. They have like one or two gold tees like that are really good gold tees, and then like mostly blues,
Okay.
and then Golden Grove has just really good blues, which are they're
Okay.
challenging though. They are challenging. I'm trying to see how long the blue course is actually. How many feet it says it is. Let me just scroll down. The blues are 7,600 feet of, and it's like there is maybe one. There's one shot over a pond that I would call wide open. Everything else
Cool.
is in the woods in some way. So it's a long woods course. I played pretty well. Threw some good shots, threw some bad shots, whatever. It's what I expect. So I'm like, great. I'm gonna, don't play Sunday. It rains. Sweet. I'm gonna go to the field Monday. Take all my putters, go to the field, get a little comfortable with the grip. I thought I was comfortable with the grip. So I go to give it a couple days. Don't go out Tuesday. It's a little rainy or something. Just didn't feel like it. Wednesday putting league, which I'll get to after this. Wednesday putting league was great. Go to Thursday league doubles. Get to hole one. I start on one. I get paired. Start on one. The 1 and 2 are forehand holes for me. 3 is a backhand 400-foot hole, 400-foot par three. I'm like, great. I step up. I'm like, oh boy, like this does not feel good in my hand. I don't know, or like, and this feels fine in my hand. My swing feels terrible. Timing feels awful. Still throw a great shot on 3. It's just a little low. Didn't put enough power on it. Everyone on my car is like, dude, that was so effortless. Like I was like, that was a terrible shot, guys. So that felt awful. It was dead straight. It was a laser straight, like hyzer flip down the gap. I was like, that felt horrible. Like I feel like I don't know where the disc's gonna come out of my hand because my timing is so bad. Whatever. We get 3 under, 2 under through 3. That's like a good start. You want to get 1 and 2. 3's a bonus by a lot. We miss 4. We get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're 8 under through 10 holes. We finished 11. It was
Damn.
just it, and like it was like 15, 14,
Damn.
15, 14, 13, 1. And we finished at 11 with a bogey. So we really didn't have a
15,
chance.
14, 13, 1. And this is
Yeah.
the same course where you scored 14.
We shot
and you
14
cashed
last
it in?
week. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, like we took my drive on 1. I made the putt. We took my partner's drive on 2. He parked it first, so I just got to ace run it, and I blew past the basket. It almost hit the card on 3. 3, we took my drive. 4, we took my drive. 5, we took my drive. 6, we took my drive. 7, we were both 2 feet. 8, we were both 22 feet, and he was 20 feet. 9, I was 22 feet. He was 20 feet. 10, he parked it before I got to throw. Like, we were on fire. The front 9, you should birdie. You should be 8 under through 9 on the front, and you should be 9 under through 10 before 11. Like, I could do that by myself every time. So finishing 11, I was boiling. I was steamed. I was just angry.
How was your partner reacting?
He was fine. He was just like, he was stoked because he's a really good guy. He's the Kevin is part-time at Another Round Greenville. He used to be the general manager for Play It Again in Greenville or Spartanburg. I forget which one. So they've been disc golfing forever. They've been to DDO, GBO, like back in the day, all kinds of stuff like that. Like he's been around, and he's like, we knew each other going into it. Obviously, like we're friends. So it was just like, great, we're gonna have a good round, no matter what. We're gonna have a fun day. So he threw some good,
fucked it up and got angry.
and I got angry because I never got comfortable. I like parked. I threw some great shots where I like parked the hole, and everyone's like, "Yo, nice shot! That looked so good." And I was like, "That felt awful." It's like that was a terrible throw. It got so lucky that it came out of my hand at the right time and is good. I was miserable. So I go to the field. So that was yesterday. I go to the field today. Warm up mids. Get my drivers out. I'm like, I don't want to throw putters because I can throw putters from a standstill comfortably with my old fan grip. That's what I kind of was doing. If I needed a putter, I was going old fan grip and be comfortable and just whatever. That kind of modified fan grip I showed you just earlier. So
is it?
Hmm.
Is it a complete fan grip, or do you put that pointer finger on the rim?
It's pointer finger on the rim, and the other two kind of fanned out, but also pulled into the rim.
That's your putter.
It's a mid, but I did it for.
That's your putter.
That's my putter grip. So, Go to the field,
Mid or
throw my
putter.
mids to warm up. I'm like, I don't care about how I throw the putters. I can throw those I can get those 300 feet no matter what I do. Grab the drivers out, throw, get a little loose. First 9 speed. No, I grab my 7 speeds first. I just go up in the first, like in the field. I go up in order. So sevens, eights, nines, tens, drivers, basically. So I grab all my 7 speeds and 8 speeds, throw them, only a couple of them, get them decent, get the snap. Like I'm getting them, got the new grip, and I popped them out there, like pretty good for like casual third throw of the day, fifth throw of the day, like pretty good. Then I get a couple 9 speeds, like easy 350, like low screamers 350, like, and I'm throwing in at a soccer field that's like tiered. So it's like goes. There's a field above me. It's my field, and then a field below me. So I'm throwing.
Okay.
I'm throwing into a hill. The hill starts at like 350. I start grabbing the drivers. I am pelting the hill at like 350 in the air, just like casual hyzer flips, like flat hyzers, pushing hyzers. I'm just annihilating the side of the hill, very casually, like just new grip. I'm easily hitting 350 in the air, and like. The farthest one was like 377 or 380, but it was 10 feet up the hill. So it's easily got another 20 feet of flight with a skip.
Yeah.
With skip, it's like 420, probably.
Yeah.
So today, great. Fantastic. Now I got to go repeat it more. We'll see.
This is my putter. Not my putter, but a putter.
It's a putter. So curl your...
Every one of my putter throws is a loose. It's not the typical fan that some people
I don't
do
like
on,
that.
on the plate.
I don't like
Mine
that.
is still in the rim. It's spread out a little more, but I keep this finger here, and this will sometimes move this knuckle up top here or up against the plate, depending on how deep the putter is that I'm throwing. But this is how I throw.
Yeah.
This is how I actually throw an approach putter. If it's putter has to go over 100 feet, this is how I throw. If it's an actual drive, my only driving putter that I actually use is the Glow Envy. And that one will sometimes be, depending on the weather, if it's super windy, you'll get a full power grip. But a modified, instead of putting it on the rim, I'll tuck this in just a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's weird. My thumb is more compact. It's not spread out and like what I would normally do. You made me think about it more when you talked about how you do that, because
I would always recommend people to keep that pointer finger anchored as the one on the disc, because that's the one that the disc is spinning out of, is ripping out of at the end of the day. No matter how you hold it, that's the last finger on the disc.
Yeah, I think that's why I feel like I need to do that on the T pad when I'm actually going full rip.
So like I used to throw
100 feet control is the other one.
These are this kind of modified fan grip. This was Danny Lindahl.
Yeah.
Modified fan grip where you kind of fan out two, get the pointer and the pinky tucked in. Gives you still the grip, but it gives you a little less grip, so it spins out a little easier for short shots. Used to throw that. Kind of modified that into the 3-finger fan grip that I went into, and then kind of used that for everything. So going back to a full power grip.
Are you hearing and feeling a snap more now because you grip it like that? Because Justin has that snap.
If I get it into the power pocket and back out correctly, I get the audible snap from my fingers.
Okay.
So
I don't need the audible snap, but if it helps me get that extra,
I mean, Yuli talks about how Yuli has a very loud snap sound, and he thinks it takes away his distance because he feels that, I've heard this, I don't know where I heard this, but Yuli has said that his snap is losing him distance because his timing is wrong. And that's causing him to pop it out like that with that sound. So
I mean, the kid hits 500 on the regular, right?
So I can't argue with Justin's because his is just he grips the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like, and he has to, because I've seen slow-mos of him where in his reach back, the disc is trying to exit his hand. While he's reaching back, the disc is moving out of his hand, and then he pulls it back in.
Justin?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I guess I never paid attention to it like that.
I've only seen it in
Christian
like one slow mo.
Christian has a pilot in premium plastic that he drives with. You know, those the Cosmic Neutron is stable for a pilot. It
Yeah,
is.
I love those. They're great.
Remember Justin used to bitch because he couldn't get it to turn, and
Yeah.
Justin throws. So, um,
So he
yeah,
doesn't
when
bag any
Christian does
cosmic
that,
neutron
he has
ones.
a
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah. Justin doesn't have any
Um,
cosmic neutron
Probably because he lost them.
pilots. No, he's got that one blue swirly, the blue and pink swirly one. It's not. It was before Cosmic Neutron. It was a swirly special edition run. It's very old. It's starting to get very straight on him. Actually, it's shockingly straight.
Yeah, see, so it's stable for a pilot,
Yeah,
right?
it
But
was.
anyways, when Christian throws his, it's a full on snap like that. When he throws that or the zone, when he throws a driver backhand, you don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
You don't hear it. Not
Huh?
like that. It's an audible. It's an
Yeah,
audible snap when he throws
yeah.
the putter. When he does the drivers, you
Huh?
don't hear it as much.
Must be the rim's width, the way it fits in his hand.
Or he's gripping flat against it, so it snaps off.
Right, right. So
Versus
it pulls in
the
versus yeah,
tips.
yeah.
You're
That
putting
could
the
be
tips against the rim, or you're doing the flat part and snapping it.
for
But I
sure.
don't know. I've always had since the dawn of learning with Bob. I've always had the issue where I want to let it go. The disc never
Right.
pulls out of my hand. So something
Yeah.
I'll
And
probably never get over. I'll
that's
try.
what that was when I changed back to that power grip, that full four finger power grip. I was like feeling the same thing. I was like, dude, this disc is never coming out of my hand. There's no shot. And I have to like relearn that the disc will come out of my hand. Like I have to
Maybe
reteach
I'll.
myself.
Yeah, I do have a field here. It
Yeah.
hasn't been cut, but I don't like going there as often because I see more and more the larger family of deer that are there daily, back and forth and back and forth. So I'm just afraid of ticks
Yeah.
being in that field when I see that many
Ooh.
deer that often.
Yeah, we saw a copperhead at Golden Grove. We like teed off and then we're walking off the tee and my buddy's like, "Oh, a snake." And Justin's like, "That's a copperhead." And it like slithers into the grass.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
It's a big one
So the
too.
snakes feel the vibration, and like they say, normally the snake's more afraid of you than you are of it. So as long as you don't
Yeah.
bother it, it won't bother you.
Yeah,
But
cuz I
that's
mean,
still
yeah.
something that you got to get used to being
Yeah,
on the
you don't
course.
want to yeah, if
Yeah,
you don't want to bother it because it's got a I mean, Justin always likes to say he's like, "You got health insurance cuz it's a $60,000 to save your life right there if you get bit by a
Jesus.
copperhead."
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Oh wow, that's a lot of money to
Yeah.
take that on.
Yeah.
Damn, and you know a lot of disc golfers don't have health insurance out on the tour.
I know.
Is that a thing?
I
Do they
bet
offer? Gotta
I
talk to the
bet
pros.
the way they do the pros contracts, they're salaried employees now, so they fall under the company as a
To
like
be able to purchase.
as yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I bet players are doing that
I'll
now.
ask Brody when he gets on.
Yeah, well, that's Brody.
I talk to
Sure. Yeah, yeah. What? Oh, putting league. I glazed over putting league on Wednesday. Putting league super fun. First one. They're doing them every 3 weeks now to try and garner some, more people to show up, get bigger prize pools. Because we had a small turnout this week, only like 17 people probably for like a flex start putting league kind of thing. It's only like an hour and a half flex start. You don't have a long time. Everyone shows up at 6 basically. Anyway,
Yeah.
and we practice putt, warm up, whatever, then start your round. But someone ran a flex start on Wednesday, like a flex start C tier on Wednesday, which got a lot of people to go to that instead of putting league. I was like,
Oh,
why?
I've never heard of
No,
a Wednesday.
a Wednesday flex start that got scheduled on
Oh, wait.
Monday.
We have a league that's sanctioned,
This wasn't league. This was a tournament.
not a roaming league,
No,
just a
no.
tournament. Just
This was a scheduled C
hey, what
tier.
are you doing Wednesday? What are you doing Wednesday? I don't know. Want to flex?
Yeah,
let's
want to run a flex
Let's
start?
just do
Yeah,
C
okay.
tier.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
On like Monday, because no one hit the ace pot on Saturday or Sunday at 2 different flex starts. So the same guy ran with flex start on Wednesday. And I didn't play any of those.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, well, I haven't run a flex start. Have you run one? What are you going to do with the ace pot?
Mm-mm.
Just keep it going?
Guess so.
Because it sucks for the first two people or first 2 or 3 if they contributed and they're not
And
there
they're
at
not
a
good
chance
for
to
a
win at the
throw
next
off.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like any of the
That's-
layouts they were playing, so I didn't play any of those flex starts because they were like reds on one course, Reds on the course where the blues are amazing. There's no reason to ever play the Reds unless you're like under 900 rated, maybe lower than 850.
Ouch. He's talking to you, Christian.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Christian. No, I bet they would be fun. Like they would be fun and challenging if you were under 900 rated. They're not fun and they're too short for when the blues and whites are really, really good.
Yeah.
There's no reason to make pros and MA1 and even MA2 play the Reds. And then the other course, I just like, it was the shorts. It was the whites to the shorts again. Like the blues to the longs are great at the other course. So it's like, it's just not worth
Makes
it.
Sense. Makes sense. All right.
I
Yeah. A week that was. You got something else?
was just say putting league. I derailed myself. Putting league was good. We had like one like 25-foot station, 4 stations, one 25-footer or so, maybe 20-footer, somewhere in between. I made 8 of those. I was happy. I chunked the first one, make 8 straight basically. After that, we skipped around a little bit. We didn't go in order because it was just because there were people on the other station, so we just went to open ones when they were available, which is fine to do. That's just how we do it. It was like a 25-footer, a downhill 25-footer, like a severely downhill, like the basket's under your feet, downhill 25-footer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like a straight 35.
I don't like those. I have to putt from a knee when it's
They're
below
hard. You would have had to putt from
Yeah.
a knee, yeah. A straight open 35, 40-footer maybe, and then a obstructed uphill like 45-foot putt. So whatever, I make 8 on the first one. We go to the third one, the open 35-footer. Maybe that's probably 40 feet. Because 35 I would have felt more comfortable. Probably 40 feet, 45 feet. I missed the first one short, hit the pole. Maybe make the second one and then hit cage band. Like just inches from a much different outcome on that station. And it's like windy. It's a ripping left to right. Not ripping. Ripping is an overstatement. It's a gusty left to right crosswind, left to right tail cross. So like,
and your style of putting does not agree with that.
no,
Are you still doing the little lofty?
Yeah, it's a little.
Down?
No, it's a little straighter now. But
okay,
like if I miss the angle by a little bit, it could lift or it could drop. If it's a little nose down, it's gonna drop. If it's a little nose up, it's gonna lift. So to miss by cage band 4 in a row was frustrating. Where I'm like, oh, that's a great putt, and it just like stays up. Or oh, that's a great putt, and it drops. Whatever. I make one in the second set of 5. I bring 5 putters, so I can like throw 5, reset, throw 5. So we do 10 putts at each. So I one time I brought 10 putters, and I realized it was more fun. I prefer to bring 5 and throw 5, reset, throw 5.
Okay.
And then the obstructed uphill is on like the jankiest basket we have. The basket like it doesn't sit right in the base. It's an MVP one. It like rotates around the base, so like it doesn't sit right. So they had it like propped up on sticks. It's under a tree, back the other way, so it's a straight right to left cross, basically. It's uphill with a low ceiling, and then a tree on the left of the basket. So like I can't swing a hyzer putt really. I'm just throwing lasers at it. They're all getting dropped by the wind because it's crosswind. So I throw a great putt, and it either stays out right and doesn't push, stays out left and pushes, just falls out of the sky, or like a couple just sail because they don't drop. I made 1. I was not thrilled again. It was frustrating. Then I made 5 downhill putts because the same thing. It was a left to right tail cross. So you throw a putt nose down, it slams it down. You throw a putt a little nose up, down a hill, it lifts it up over the basket. It doesn't let it drop. It's so hard to putt that far downhill with any wind.
That's why you got to do the old Simon. Got to give it that spin putt.
I was thinking about scubaing down the hill because it was rough. But
you thought about that, but you didn't think just giving it the old pop, the good spin.
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that.
You're good at the scoop?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
I'd be better at a scoop than a spin putt.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah. So putting league was fun though. You get to see good people. Like I know everyone there. It's just a fun time. So that's my week that was. I learned how to throw again. I learned that I can sort of putt. I guess that's where I was ending up at, is I'm almost getting to the point where I want to be. Where, like, inside of 60, I'm hitting metal every time. And, like, it's frustrating
Good place to be.
that they don't go in. Like,
it's a good place to be.
I know. Like, I'm like,
that's where I was last year after putting league.
Yeah,
I was
you were
frustrated if it didn't go in.
Yeah,
because I was doing very well with my putting.
Yeah,
this year everything is just bad. Like I said in the group chat,
you didn't have putting league. You didn't go to putting league as consistently. You got hurt.
All.
So
anything.
You know, where I played year round. We played. I haven't stopped playing. I've played once a week minimum. Since July. I just have not stopped playing since July.
And you have the benefit of Bob and Justin.
And I have Bob and Justin.
That's the duo that helped.
Oh, so I'm taking videos in the field on Monday when I'm throwing, I believe. And I'm working on getting deeper in the power pocket, like pulling deeper in before I turn my shoulders. So I get a little farther in to explode out farther because it generates more leverage when you release and open up. That's what Dan told me. So I sent a video to Bob. I'm like, hey, is this deep enough in the power pocket or should I get deeper? He's like, yeah, you're not bracing. I was like, great. I didn't ask you that, but now I got to worry about that too. Like,
bro, be careful what you do.
Come on.
And that's what you asked for, though.
Now, I think I do brace. I think that one video I sent him was a standstill throw where I didn't brace well enough because throwing in the field today, throwing run up full power, my left side, like my plant leg, gets sore. My plant, like, glute and my, like, outside of my quad and stuff like that, like your outside of your hip, that gets sore where you're planting and where all the momentum is generating through. You're stopping the momentum with that front leg on the outside.
Mine gets sore on the inside of the hip.
Really?
I'm not engaging them properly like you, but when I'm trying to work on that, when I'm putting in a lot of work and when you stop the throw, that's where the pain comes in on the inside of the hip and like kind of just barely on the side towards the top. But I have the back problem. So
yes, you have the back problem. So you're running a different gambit. You're operating a little differently. I sent the video to you. Eunice Morella. He's a Finnish. Yes, he's a Finnish disc golf coach. I'm probably saying his name wrong because he's Finnish. I sent a video of his to you.
Yeah, okay.
On Instagram. I stumbled across his Instagram. Dude, the Finns and the rest of the Europeans are coming for us. Like, the way they train is insanity. They are doing things that, like, major league sports in the U.S. do. Like, the 4 major sports do. They're training in the same way that major sports in the U.S. train. And they're analyzing the game in a way that we do not analyze the game and the mechanics in the body. Like, some guys are, like Tristan Tanner, Ezra Aderhold. Those guys are paying attention to that stuff. They've done biomechanical analysis.
For all effects, Brody is too, right? He may not be following it to a T, but he said it and he has applied it to himself with his practice and his grind and the work that he puts in, like the work ethic of an athlete that wants to get better, where a lot of disc golfers are just used to their grind of disc golfing. So they don't have the time for the gym and the extra work.
Right.
And, they're traveling all the time. So you're throwing all the time. Your body needs downtime. So, a lot of them still do that. But, Ezra.
But, man,
example.
These guys, the Finns and the Europeans, they are taking the game so seriously. And they're training at a way, like, it's most relatable to baseball because you can get into a field, like a warehouse, like a turf, indoor turf field, basically. And you can throw the ball, hit in a batting cage. You can throw in a batting cage, basically. It's the same idea. And they're doing drills in the same way that I see baseball drills done. Like, pitching has become this insane biomechanical study on how to throw the ball harder. Because you guys are achieving over 100 miles an hour much more frequently in baseball now. But they're also getting hurt at a much higher rate. The amount of people needing Tommy John surgery is going up.
That's why they implemented the pitch count, and they try to watch them some more.
Yes.
And the reason you have the injuries is just men being men.
Yeah.
Don't take me out. I can do this. A little bit more. 2 more throws. Leave me alone. I got this. I know my body. Snap.
Yeah.
Well,
There
now
there
your
goes
body's
there
got
goes your
surgery,
UCL. Yep.
and there goes another year. Yeah, so I
But
get it. Yeah, the mechanics, the science, it's all there. It's helping them get better, but you got to listen to it to maintain too.
yeah. Yeah, you got to listen to your body. But I think the disc golf backhand throw is slightly more repeatable and less strain on the body than the forehand by far. I mean, I don't even think that. I know
Oh, it
that.
is.
It is.
Yeah,
Because
proven. Yeah.
the disc golf backhand is equivalent to the baseball bat swing, baseball bat
Hmm.
swing. The disc golf forehand is equivalent to the baseball pitch. Because
Hmm.
you look at Jake Wolf, he was a pitcher. You look at Paul McBeth, he was a
Hmm.
shortstop and a pitcher. Like Paul McBeth got cut from his college, or he didn't make his college team because he was too small, is what I assume. I know he didn't make his college team. I assume it's because he's too small because it happened
This
to a friend of
year,
mine.
I make full effort to call him by his given name, Pablo.
Well, that's his son's
He
name.
has a baby Pablo.
I say
Well,
his
it's
son's
his
name is
name.
Pablo.
It's his name. His name is Pablo. He wants to go by Paul. I respect that.
I
I'm
always
gonna
thought Pablo
go
was just a
more
nickname.
up there with it, but
I always thought Pablo was just his nickname because it was
Pablo
his
was his name. His brother. Oh, okay. Maybe I
John.
watched it was the video I watched. His brother said his name is Pablo,
Oh, okay,
but it
maybe
could
it
have
is.
been he's nicknamed like his
Yeah,
his name's Pablo. Like that's what he calls him. But
yeah,
Pablo McBeth sounds a lot more fun. So
yeah,
Pablo doing his thing on the baseball diamond.
yeah,
Actually, we can talk about that. That's in the next chapter of what happened last week with
yeah,
the
yeah. Well,
MCO.
yeah. Let's hit on that real quick. We got 15 more minutes ish.
Yeah.
Let's hit on
Okay.
let's hit on. That's enough of us. Let's hit on
I
Music City Open.
couple of things. Yeah. The women again, two-lady race. Two ladies were Kristen and Holland.
Yeah,
It was awesome to watch.
yeah,
It even started final round. Kristen went bogey 2 out of the first 3 or 4. She was down, and you're like, okay, you can get behind Holland winning. We've said this before.
yeah. She
Like
can win. She's
fans of Holland, yeah.
she's a student of the game. Same way, like she trains like a student of the game, like an athlete does.
Do we know? See, there's so much that goes on with Kristen behind the scenes, and she tries to share a lot on her socials.
Yeah,
She tries to share her healing, her time off. When she
yeah,
like last week when she won last week, not this week. Was it this week? It's blending now, where she said she did not have a good, like she didn't feel good,
yeah. But she
and she
won.
played anyways.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it was this week or the last one, where she said her and Silver were just like they did not travel well. Something was happening,
yeah,
and they were just waking up drained, and they didn't have energy. But she powered through, right? She
yeah,
shares a lot. She shares that she does some exercise and stuff, but I
yeah.
don't really think she shares like her routine on her focus. Like, I guess I have to look for it more, but I think she did a warm up round with a practice round with Drew Gibson.
Yes, she did. Yes,
Okay, but we don't see
I
enough
didn't
of her
I didn't
doing
watch
that
that.
to
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I
and
haven't seen it either.
she's good enough. She doesn't need to do the social media part of it. Like
Right,
I'm
but
sure
I just
Latitude
think that
wants her
open
to.
window,
Yeah,
right? That open window into how she prepares as a champion is what I'm interested in
yeah.
when she's practicing, because I don't want to say perfection, but it's so damn close
She's pretty good.
when she's doing it that you're like, did she throw 3 shots in practice like the normal people, or
Right,
does she just tee off and then look at it and go, I could do that better. Next time I'll use that and just carry on. You know what I
right.
mean? How much of a grind does she put in? Because
And some of that
being
is
at some of those tournaments that we were at, we saw some pros will take 4 or 5 shots off the tee
yeah,
while
yeah.
they're preparing.
Day one of practice, they'll throw a lot, which
So
is
I'm curious.
that's another aspect of it is how you prepare. How good do you prepare? Do you prepare in a way that's sustainable on your body? Do you throw 5 shots on every hole and then have to rest the next day? Do you throw 2 shots on every hole and get an extra round in that day or the next day?
And how much do you focus on your putting during those rounds?
Right,
Do
right. Are
you
you
keep
putting
putting
from
from that spot you
everywhere?
land at? Or do you just let it go, pick up your disc because you know you can go to the putting green and practice your putts
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right? Well, unless you see a green that is so protected in certain areas, you
yeah.
want to practice from that area, right?
Right.
We've seen that on courses where you're like, this could happen, and I want to know what's the like.
Yeah,
If I'm standing here, is it avoid this area at all costs, or if I land there, I got some room to maneuver,
yep,
right?
for
So
sure.
does that happen? But yeah, the women's side, that was exciting to watch. Um, the men's side was I say it like I'm an old head, but I'm not. I'm only going 3, 4 years in. But it was awesome to see the old heads in the
Yeah, it was
running.
really
Like
cool.
that lead card and the chase card. You got to see Simon, you got to see Paul, you got to see Ricky, you got to see Chris Dickerson. You're like
And Germ.
all of the up and comer and Germ, all the up and comers. Like Gannon was still there,
Gannon was in
but
it.
the up and comers were kind of lower, right? So you have the MCO and these guys are competing, and it was just it was comforting to see those names at the top. Like
Yeah,
it
it
felt like
is.
a throwback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of these young guns killing it out there. I am, but to see those names and then really, so I was catching bits and pieces, but to sit down on the final round and watch what Simon did in the front
Yeah.
nine
Yeah.
was just, I mean, you talk about locked in.
Yeah.
Some people, if they see Paul Macbeth is there with them, are some. I mean, let's face it, it's Paul Macbeth. He's there with you. He's on your card. He's not as scary as he used to be, but you know,
He's
if
still Paul.
McBeast mode is locked,
Yeah.
he's Paul. So Simon gets into his groove, and I think he just got comfortable because the back nine was, Paul made a
Yeah.
quick move, and then it was a little iffy, but yeah, it was nice to watch
Yeah.
every single one of
It
them
was
that
really
were that
cool to
were playing.
watch.
And I just opened up the results because I wanted to make sure I had it right.
Hmm.
He got him by 5, and
Yep.
Wysocki did come up to tie Dickerson.
Yep.
Poling coming in tied for 5th with Antila,
He's had a
fan of
great season.
Antila. Mm-hmm.
I believe he's doing well
And then
this weekend.
rounding out the top 10 was AB, Silas, Tyler, and Gannon Burr.
Yeah. So
I don't know why we don't like Joel Freeman. Joel, I don't know what it is about you, but we've had this talk. I just can't get behind you for
I
some
just don't
reason.
get behind Joel Freeman.
I can't. I look at Joel
Sorry.
Freeman and he, the closest somebody I don't know who, whether one of our chats or maybe one of the threads, um, just likened him to the male Cat Allen. In the back of my
Oh.
mind, it was like
I've never heard that, but okay.
I read it, and on the back of my mind, I was like, "Is it the putting thing? He's never had a putting thing." Like when I saw the comparison,
Yeah.
but it was just an abrasive type of good player, not a terrible person. Just can be abrasive sometimes, and some people just look at that and say, "Meh," and we look at Joel and we're like, "Meh." I can't get behind that cat. So,
Speaking of Cat Allen and can't get behind people, did you see what Austin Hannum tweeted today?
oh no, I did not.
Oh, I don't want to get into it.
You have to now. You just brought it up.
All right, I'll read it verbatim because
Please do.
these are not my words. These are not my words.
This is why we need to have Gambini here more often.
Well, I don't know how Gambini feels about this. These are not my words. This is what Austin Hannum said on Twitter. I'm scrolling Reddit to find it. Where is it? It might. Oh, okay. Austin Hannum. I got stroked today for being 12 seconds late, but PDGA is still allowing dudes to play FPO. Get your priorities and shit together, PDGA. Austin Hannum. You are in dead fucking last.
Yeah.
He shot a 15 over. Plus, minus 1 stroke. He shot 14 over and got stroked once for being late. He's in 97th or 95th out of 97 or something. Like, bro, work on your own game. Figure it out.
I know why you didn't want to get into it now.
go practice, bro. Like, do anything else. That cannot be the source of something that matters to you. You need to. Austin Hannum tied 94th. He is 28 over total. The only person he's beating is Corey Ellis, who DNF'd. Go practice. Go putt, Austin.
Actually, just give up and caddy.
Yeah, you're riding Cat's coattails anyway. Like
at this point, just go caddy. At this point, just caddy. Those we won't dig that deep because we've gone back and forth over this. We've had our disagreements. It's
I.
all about how you
It's
approach
all
the
about not
game,
being a dickhead.
and there was no reason for that. One
No.
had absolutely nothing to do with the other.
Right.
If you have a view on it, there's nicer ways of sharing that view.
Yeah.
And wow, just wow.
Also, it's your job. Don't show up late to your job. Your job is to play disc golf, which is, he's not getting paid to play disc golf anymore, but because he's not winning, and he's not sponsored by DGA anymore because that was a 1-year contract. They didn't re-up it.
Wow. Um, they did not get married, right?
I don't believe they're married. No.
Right. Okay. So he's doing the best he can to hold on to her coattails and
Yeah.
mimicking her issue
Right. Which is getting left
with
behind
what
by the field.
she's going through.
Yeah, which is getting left behind by the field.
Wow.
Because I'll just give my opinion on it is quickly is that Natalie is 960 rated. And we know this is about Natalie. There's no one else in FPO that he's talking about. It's about Natalie. Natalie's
There's
960.
one other, but Natalie's the highest. There's at least one other, but
Yeah.
Natalie's the highest.
But it's about
profile.
Natalie. Natalie's 960 rated. Kristen is pushing 1,000. It doesn't matter. If you want to compete in FPO, you need to be pushing 1,000. Natalie's not taking money from people that are winning.
Fun fact: Natalie is now rated higher than Kat Allen.
I believe it because Kat got left behind.
She's 962. Kat Allen's 956.
Yeah.
I'm going to share, since we're sharing, I'm going to share my view here. I don't agree with Natalie competing with women because of the biological advantages. But Natalie is a woman. Natalie identifies as a woman. You don't have to call Natalie out of her name. You don't have to dead name her. You don't have to say him, that dude. You don't have to hit levels of disrespect that have nothing to do with what you want to accomplish. You want to accomplish someone who went through puberty and does have scientifically backed physical advantages over a female. You can go that route and you can try to express your opinion that way. I mean, I'm not giving you permission when I say you can. I'm saying it's better to do it that way. Be respectful.
Just be respectful. It's so easy.
Cut the shit. Don't attack somebody. Like, so many times when I hit a thread or I hear somebody complain about it, it's just attacking Natalie or any biological born male, whatever it is, competing against women. You don't have to attack. You can make your point by showing scientific facts. You can make your point by saying, mixed and they can have a division. You don't have to attack. You don't have to come from a place of hate. Kat Allen, Natalie, I mean, for good or bad, Natalie's competing.
Yeah.
So beat Natalie.
Yeah, just get better. Skill issue. Just get better.
14 people beat Natalie.
You've been playing for longer.
Yeah. A half of those people who beat Natalie, probably more than half, I see as I've seen these names, they stood up and they didn't want to compete against Natalie. But guess what? They're still doing it.
They're beating it. They're beating her.
Yeah.
And they're beating her because she's not that good.
So
no offense. She's not that good.
Stop. No. That's what I'm going to say. Stop. All the stuff that you hear, an MA1 guy that wants to play with late, like, it's not. It's someone who legitimately in their life feels they are now a female and have transitioned and they are a female in their life. So they're a female in your life.
Yep.
But be respectful of it. And again, I'm not for her competing because there is an advantage. If she had Paige's form or Kristen's form, she'd outdrive them by 200 feet. Right? Because of the science tells us that, because whatever happened. So let's do it in a respectful manner. Let's try to all inclusive is mixed. It is there.
We have a division for that. I agree.
So
it's mixed pro open.
Go to that division, then let Natalie go there and others and try to welcome more of that community in.
Yes.
Rather than attacking members of that community and keeping them away.
Yes, 100%.
Disc golf is all inclusive for everyone.
We have a division. Them feel comfortable. This is a hippie sport. Like, hippies like everybody. Be like the hippies.
Yeah, basically.
It's that easy.
It's nice to be nice.
It,
That's what the essence of this sport is, that people are nice.
yeah. Yeah.
People help each other. It's self-regulated for a reason, right? It gets heated because it's competition, but it's self-regulated on the players. You don't need an official at each and every card because they're going at it and attacking each other. It's what a benefit to the player, right?
Yep.
Because we're all getting along here. We're all enjoying this game. And as the great Gambini once said, you're not even playing against the people on your card. You're playing against the course.
Yep.
Beat the course. Beat the course as best you can and hope that you did it better than the other people.
Exactly. That's 100%.
So stop
that's the
focusing
mentality.
on other people and be nice. Words can slip and hurt, and I know when repeating something before your mind even has a moment to register what you just said. I've done it a couple of times, but then you realize they're people too, and they want to live their best life, and they want to tour. So if right now they're going to play against women, then they're going to play against women until we can get it figured out where everyone's happy. But guess what?
Right, which that's never going to happen.
Never going to happen. Never going to happen.
That's the world. So
yeah. All right. We can leave it there.
We can leave it at that.
Yeah, we can agree. Biologically, there is an advantage. However, don't be mean. It's
just don't be a dick.
Natalie is a she. Natalie is not a he. And the dead naming and everything else you want to do, be nice.
Yeah,
just be nice.
Yep, 100%. That's all I want people to take away from it.
Hashtag why Sully. Measurably better. That goes in not just in score, like as a human being, be measurably better.
Yes,
that can apply there too.
100%.
Be measurably better, and then Christian can measurably get better by putting if he practices.
Right.
Yeah, he owns a basket on his porch.
Yeah,
he don't do nothing with it. That's for you, Christian. Oh, I forgot. Shout out to Christina. We'll talk about her next week. When we were coming up with topics, she was like, "You could just talk about me and my disc golf." She hasn't played in like 2 years since her 60-foot throw-in with a Luna.
Yeah.
But I told her I would on the podcast. So
next week we'll start with that for sure.
All right, guys. Take us home. The season of Marcus continues.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. If you're already here, you must like us a little bit. So you must want to see what we have to say next week. With that, we will see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much. Bye.